Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Contest of Speed Tier 2. My name is Dan. I'll be your commentator for this evening. Joel, I think I've got an echo. As you've just heard.
Turn down my headset.
Excellent. The man alongside me, it's Joel. We're back after pre-season last week for a new season. Season 7. From Spa-Francorchamps. The sun is shining down on the track for qualifying, but we're taking a while to come out of the garage, which leads me to deduce that there could be some rain later on.
Yeah, let's not get our hopes up quite yet, but would be nice to see.
I know Matt was hoping there was definitely not going to be some rain.
As a Renault has now braved the exit.
Let's see, who's going to be out first then? Is it Matrix or R-Bar? If it's even one of them. No, it's one of the Hasses.
I think it's a Hass. The Hass is going front.
It is, it's K-Mark. Man substituting tonight for Emir. And we'll do some housekeeping then whilst we crack on. So, 2 subs in for tonight. That's Kit and Petter in the Mercedes, and as we've said already, K-Mark in the Hass. The constructors who miss out, unfortunately, are McLaren, no F1 Perez, who did not put in an absence report. So the constructor misses out, unfortunately. They lose out on having the ability to have their reserve drivers in the race. Mitch Burns, thank you very much for donating. It's the first donation I've seen on stream as well. €1 there. Thank you very much indeed. Every little helps people. That's what we like to see. So, Emir, Perez and Jonathan Cox missing tonight. Everybody else is in attendance for the first race of the season. So, while we're waiting then for Kmart to come around.
No rain.
No rain.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Light cloud quality, clear race, according to the wonderful Mr. Spud.
Excellent. Mr. Spud. Love it when Mr. Spud gets involved. So then K-Mark's going to be the first man to set a lap time. Let's see how he gets on. He's got the Renault of R-Bar for company, but big enough gap to not affect each other with the wake. Through a Rouge, Radion, Camel, and he's invalidated at the top of Camel there.
Classic.
So we shall jump across then to the car behind him, R-Bar, in the Renault. Point. Whose turn is it for the lap, Joel? Is it mine?
Yeah, you can.
Ooh, goody.
Take it.
Right. Someone later on. And we'll get a lap going. So R-Bar then through Pouan now. So we head towards.
Kit and Pet is in the Mercedes, which is
incorrect.
Odd driver transfer.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm not sure why Kitten's in. I didn't invite the guy, but someone must have done.
I don't know whether he's actually in the lobby, because I do think there is a glitch which does just throw randomers into the lobby.
I wonder. If Kitten isn't here, then well, we'll find out, because obviously he won't set a lap time. He is in the pits at the moment. R-Bar then across the line, set the first timed run of the day with a 1:41.8.
Not too bad. Pretty solid banker. I think we'll be expecting times a reasonable amount faster than that, but
yeah,
for a first lap I don't think that's too bad.
No, I don't know, I don't. Milan then, the man tipped to be favourite for the Drivers' Championship in the Red Bull. And I'm going to see if I can find the actual stats for it, because our new social media team was very kind. They've published everything, and I know that Alp's been very busy with his polling of the drivers and everything, so fingers crossed. We'll actually get some good results tonight, and we'll see how people's predictions went up against the actual results.
Tom Robbo then, 41.6.
I think that's about to be beaten though. Milan through the final corner. 41.4, smashes it.
Yeah, great lap. I believe pole yesterday in EU3 was a 41.0, if I'm correct.
There or thereabouts, yeah, I think it was.
So I would hope we'd be looking at times in the 140s for these EU2 drivers, but you never know.
Yeah, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? I found the stats. 30% of people think the man we're on board with at the moment in the Red Bull is going to win the Drivers' Championship. 27% think his main rival is going to be this man in the Ferrari, IFR Snipes. Came up as EU3 third place finisher, I believe, last season.
Was indeed.
Yeah, and then and he's going to come into the pits now, having finished his first run. Third place on that is 10% of people voting for Matt to be Drivers' Champion. I'm not sure how sincere or deluded those people are. Those are Matt's words, not mine. I think that that 10% of people are very, very, very brave individuals to put that down.
Yeah, there's always a chance. Anything can happen in contests with speed. We've seen that already.
We have indeed. So, just going to jump across to Stumpy then, coming through the final corner to start his flying lap. Let's ride on board then. Down towards turn 1, La Source, the hairpin. La Source meaning, of course, the source. And that is the source of the river, which is has the same name as the corner we're about to go through. Eau Rouge. Left hand of Eau Rouge, the right hand of Radion. Camel at the top of the hill, and now onto the Camel Straight. Reaching your top speed at the end of here, coming up towards around 210 miles an hour, depending on the setup, into Le Combe. And then Malmedy. Downhill towards Brussels corner. Braking zone is unsighted. Big lock up there from Stumpy, but he's managed to keep it into the apex, down towards the corner with no name. People have told me it actually does have a name now, but I'm ignoring those people. Now through Pouhon corner, as he lift on entry, but keeps it flat through the rest of the corner. Towards the end of sector 2 now, through the split. Split is right in the middle of these two corners now, through Stavolo. And that's flat out until the bus stop chicane. Tightens slightly to the left. This is Blanchimont. Foot hard down all the way in the modern cars. Even in the wet, it's touch and go. Through the final chicane, that's the bus stop. Originally named for its shape, it is no longer like a bus stop that you would use to solve mathematical equations. But a good lap from Stumpy there. 1:42.1 as a banker lap. It's not bad at all.
No, not bad at all. Considering we were expecting Stumpy to be down towards the lower end of the order, I think that's a decent lap from him. Certainly.
So we know where he can improve. He can. We saw the big lock up into Brussels, so he can definitely save some time through there on his next run.
Indeed, he can.
So, next up then, who shall we have a look at? Everybody running on the soft tyre, of course, at the moment. No one going for the gamble of the medium.
Yeah, I don't think qualifying on the medium tyres any advantage around here. You just...
Arbar's lost it at Stavolo. He's gone at Stavolo down the far end of the track. So normally that would be probably a red flag going off down there. There's a tyre wall that protrudes and it would destroy any car that happened to go through it. But that's the beauty of esports and virtual racing. We don't have things like red flags.
No, I think in situations like this, red flags would present quite a few problems.
Be an interesting thing, though.
Definitely. I think you'd certainly have a few drivers who will lose the will to race, but a league few will push on.
Tom Robbo beats Milan by 0.3 of a second, 41.1 for him. Matrix, though, who we're on board with now, hasn't really lit up the timing screen on this lap so far. It's marginally slower through Sector 1. Ricky's gone P3, 41.4 for him. Let's see what Matrix can do. His original time through Sector 2 was a 43.7, which, judging by the players around him, is not actually that quick. So let's see how he does.
Tom Robbo seems to be staking a claim.
Yeah, and Matrix has invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to box and go again. Snipes, is he on the lap? He is indeed, through the bus stop chicane. He's got the rev glitch, so I'll get off him as soon as we can once he's crossed the line. 41.4 for him, puts himself into 4th place. And Matt on an out lap now, just coming through Stavolo with his teammate behind. Maybe a tow going on here from Williams.
Yeah, a distant one, to say the least.
Well, I think if they were trying it, they've timed that quite badly. It's stuck with Matt then for his lap. Currently in 11th place, 141.9 for him. I know he'll be looking probably to get at least half a second off that time before the end of the session. I don't know if he'll get a third run in at this point. He might just. See, is he flat through Erosion Radium? Should be.
Yeah, I think he'll have more than enough time to... Well, I think if he invalidates this lap, he's got more than enough time to get back to the pits and go again. If he has to do a in-lap as well, it might present some problems.
Half a tenth up through the first sector for Matt. Ferrari there of Timmy getting out of the way. Through Pouan now. Goes for the downshift. So what's your method of going through Pouan, Joel? Because mine's hold it in 7th before you get to the entry, ease off a little bit, and then plant the throttle.
Yeah, I would opt for that as well. However, I believe Matt is using auto gears, so I think the auto gear system will shift you up to 8th, which probably is why he downshifted going into Pouan, because I think you're probably putting yourself at a massive disadvantage if you're not running 7th through Pouan. 6 is too slow, 8 is too fast.
Yeah, cut 4/10 off his time through the middle sector. Crosses the line with a 41.3. Got 3rd fastest.
Yeah, that's a...
I'll tell you what, I might be getting ready to eat humble pie here, saying that 10% were very brave people. If this keeps going as it is.
Yeah, I've been practicing a little bit with Matt throughout this week, and I think that's the fastest time I've seen him do. So I think he'll be very, very pleased with that lap.
Yeah, definitely. He was comparing him to the guys at the top of the timesheets. his main losses are in the final sector, but even then, it's only by maybe... Well, it's 2.5 tenths in the final sector. That's where he's losing out, which is all straight lines. So you would imagine Matt's probably running a little bit more wing than the likes of Tom Robbo.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I think maybe if he does end up near the top end during the qualifying, he might feel like he's a bit out of his depth. Maybe running the higher wing might put him at a bit of a disadvantage. We all know certain people in contested speed favour the lower downforce in terms of keeping track position.
Yeah.
Have to see.
One thing I would say though, the man, you would often think that around here, with it being flat out after La Source, the guy with the fastest sector 1 time would be the one with the lowest downforce.
Yeah.
That at the moment is Ricky, who is over a tenth faster than Tom Robbo in that sector.
Yeah, that's some serious straight line speed, I think.
I think we've caught the Williams on a toe here as well. Oh no, Don Armour's only on his outlap. Shame. That could have been something interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people now on their outlaps. It looks like Matt's run out of time to get in and out.
Well, I'm not sure. I'll see how far behind we are. I don't think he'll get a chance to go again.
Or so.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get the chance to go again, but you never know. The man, I tell you what, a man I'm surprised about where he is Yorno at the moment. Down in 17th place with a 43.8 as his banker lap. He'll be one of the last across the line at the moment because he's still... Well, he's at the back of the queue.
I would think he made a mistake, or maybe, I don't know, forgot to turn on the ERS or something. But yeah, I don't think that's a representative time of Yorno's speed.
No, definitely not. He should be up there mixing it with the big boys. But we'll see how he does as the lap progresses. Wisey Boy as well, of course, needs to get himself a time on the board.
That's always useful.
Yeah, definitely. He seems to be the kind of guy who pulls out a one shot when he needs to, so we'll keep an eye on him as well. Who shall we jump to? Jamie, I think. In the back, through Sector 1 towards Lecom.
Yeah, he catches a lot of that inside curve, which is not the ideal line. Nearly send him spinning, but lap's not over yet.
No, he's kept it so far, and he's improved through the first sector, albeit by only 7 thousandths. Just keeps it from just keeps it from running wide on the corner with no name. Yeah, Matt won't get out again, neither will Lewis. Tichy as well now, as he improves to 15th. Jamie marginally down in Sector 2. He's going to have to punch it in this final sector. He will be the next man across the line as well.
I think one of the Hasses has lost it.
Yeah, K-Mark coming out towards Stavilo. Here's Jamie though. He improves by just over a tenth, puts himself ahead of Matt into 3rd place. Who is next? I believe it's the Wizard, who pits, and then it'll be Matrix. Down the order from where we'd expect him to be at the moment. Goes 8th with a 41.6. Tom Robbo improves to a 40.9. Good lap.
41.1 as well.
Yeah, great.
P2.
Improves his first sector time again. Does Ricky?
Validated. Milan will be improving.
Oh, that could be big. Where's Timmy? He's invalidated as well, so that's going to be it then. That's all she wrote. And he will come into the pit lane. We wait for Milan and the other guys to come around. So there we have it. Tom Robbo takes the first pole position of Season 7 in the Alpha Tauri.
by 2/10 as well.
By 2/10, yeah. Leading from Ricciardo TTV, who was our Tier 3 champion last year, and a Tier 2 veteran indeed. Making his way back up the pack, having transferred to the wheel. Milan in third. We won't know for sure what he was able to produce, having invalidated on his final run. Jamie in fourth. I think the standout performer qualifying in P5, personally.
Yeah, that's a great lap from Matty. I think, in his pre-season predictions, he's said he'll be happy to score points on a fairly consistent basis. I think P5 is certainly above his expectations. And Yorno down in P13 alongside Arbar in P12. I think that's a bit of a surprise as well.
Arbar will be disappointed having lost it at Stavolo. He would have been able to get himself further up the grid. But he's not in a bad position in P12. He can try the alternative strategy from there quite comfortably. Same for Timmy. But yeah, Yorno, I think, being down there is not ideal at all. The lead Ferrari of Snipes in a decent position in P6. Donamo in P7. Both Williams performing well, actually. Matrix P8, I think, is a little disappointment for them. Stumpy P9 is fantastic.
Yeah, incredible.
I have to say. And somehow Lewis held on to 10th place in the Racing Point, having not been able to set a lap in that final flurry. So we'll see how we go when the lights go out for the start of Season 7. We can just see the cars lined up there on the grid. We've got 1 minute to wait now. And normally Arbar is the man to press the button.
Yeah, Matt and Snipes lining up alongside each other on the grid. That's a EU3 battle reignited right there.
Then of course there's only Milan and Jamie separating them and Ricky as well. So the EU3 promotees doing very well indeed. So that seems to be a pattern, actually. It's KV, of course, before he departed from F1 to pursue iRacing. Of course, he's back actually this season as a third driver for EU1, but he was very quick in this tier last year. Very, very quick.
Yeah, he was. So I think he could have put up a good fight for the championship if he'd have stayed on.
I do as well. He would have been up there with Dracer and Dynastics, but he's gone to iRacing. But to be fair to the guy, he's doing a good job there as well.
He is indeed.
So, what are your predictions, everybody? Get them in the chat for us. Let's have a look. We love to see everything that you want to say, as long as it's nice. We don't like bad things. Well, I don't anyway, but Roland makes me read them. That doesn't.
Milan Ricky Snipes. I think that's a fairly bold prediction, personally.
I'm not sure. Ricky, we know.
Yeah, I mean, if Ricky can defend like we know Ricky can defend, I think that can certainly come true.
Well, we'll wait and see. Personally, I'm going to go for Milan Snipes Matrix.
Milan Snipes Matrix, yeah. That's interesting. I think I'm going to go Milan, Tom, Robbo, and Matt. I think Matt's going to get a podium.
If Matt gets a podium, he'll be over the moon. So, let's see then. Let's get everything sorted. Tyre-wise, what do we got? So, everyone in the top 10, of course, has to start on the tyre they're qualified on. That's the soft tyre in this instance. They are the exact same compound that they used in the qualifying session, as well as the exact same set of those tyres. So, they will be pre-worn. Not by much, but it'll probably be a lap or two that they cannot stretch them any further. Outside the top 10, they have free choice of tyres, and they can be a brand new set if they want to be. You can see the strategy graphic on screen now. That's not exactly right, because the game goes on ideal circumstances, so it's often shorter or longer depending on how good people are on their tyres. Outside the top 10 then, we have Timmy, Arbar and Yorno on the mediums, then two soft runners in Wizard and K-Mark. Tichy, Thomas, Wisey Boy, and then Kitten at the back of the pack, who I want to see if he's a ghost or not.
No, I believe from reading the chat he was supposed to be reserving in the McLaren and didn't pick a car, so got put in the Mercedes. But I believe he's just sticking out his race in the wrong colours.
Fair enough.
McLaren at heart.
Well, see how it goes for him then. Let's jump back up to the front with Tom Robbo leading the way. Quite stretched out the pack at the moment. Of course, by the end of the lap, they all need to be within 10 car lengths of the car in front, so as not to disadvantage the leader. Of course, he's doing a lot of tyre work there on those softs. I don't think he needs to do that much on them, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you. I don't think, with the run into turn 1 not being all too long around Spa, I think you can sort of afford to not have the most premium of temperatures in your tyres. You certainly don't want to be wearing them out, which you probably need to be stretching them to lap, 7, 8.
As a minimum, don't you? Yeah. So, I think lap 8 is where we'd expect most of the soft runners to pit. Wizard and Came Up might stretch them towards lap 10 if they're particularly good on them. Medium runners, I think we're looking at around 14, 15 and then stopping for the softs.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
So then, let's get the graphic changed to position changes. Let's see who's on the move. So we get ready to go racing for Season 7. Here we go then. 3, 4, 5 lights. We wait for the glitch and watch the revs in the bottom right. They start to build. Kitten better jump the start. Got a drive-through penalty, but we are go for Season 7. It's a great start from Ricky, challenging Tom Robbo into the source. Goes round the outside of the Alpha Tauri, but's forced off the circuit. We've got a racing point running wide as well. Tom Robbo holds position then for now from Ricky, Milan, Jamie. Snipes at 1 place. Matt down 1. Challenging into Eau Rouge. Matrix has gone on the entrance of Eau Rouge, and we've got a full course safety car on lap 1.
Yeah, that was absolute carnage. I was on board with K-Mark and I didn't really see much, just saw cars and front wings flying across the track on the run into Eau Rouge and Radion.
Okay then, so let's see if we got anyone with damage. Yorno P10, he's got significant wing damage. So's K-Mark in 12th. Timmy 16th, he's got full wing damage. And Matrix, of course, is out of the race with terminal damage on that Renault. So that's my prediction out of the window.
Yeah, certainly not the finest of predictions. Not aged well at all. But
no, just to show how much extra work Tom Robbo was putting in on those tyres on the formation lap. His tyres are on average 5% more worn than Ricky behind him. I mean, that's a whole lap of use that he's lost from those tyres.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd decision to push so hard on them. I don't know whether he maybe thinks he could go soft hard and make that strategy work if he just burns the softs.
Maybe, but
tries to pull that gap. But
unless he was hoping for a safety car, but a little bit later on.
Yeah, I certainly think we might see a few people gamble on the hard tyres.
I mean, he's pushing on now, and Ricky's holding back. So I don't know. There might be some strategic element involved here from one of them. Tom Robbo continues, as does Ricky. We got anybody coming into the pits? Milan pits from P3. And he's got no damage, so this is tactical.
Yeah, that's...
He's going for mediums.
But Jonas also boxed, so Milan boxing without any damage has possibly got in the way of Jonas there a little bit, but Milan's got track position, Milan's entitled to do as he pleases.
Jonas got wing damage, so he didn't really have a choice. But he's gone for a fresh set of mediums, he's gone for the rotation. And where is Milan out? Milan's out in 15th place, so... K-Mark and Timmy are in as well to repair their damage. So then, big winners off that safety car and the carnage of the first lap. The Wizard up 5, Thomas and Wisey Boy up 7, Kitten up 5 as well, but he'll lose that when he comes to make his drive-through. Big losers are Milan, but he's made a pit stop already. He does not have to stop again, and those tyres will make it if he looks after them. And then Timmy down 7, but has had damage and a pit stop.
Yeah, I believe the mediums will make the end. I think after last night I hit it on maybe lap 6, and I think I was only reaching 60% on the second to last lap.
Because I was
did have wet conditions, so
and a couple of VSCs as well, but because I started on the mediums and I went to lap 19 yesterday, and they were at the end of their lifespan there. So by the time this safety car period is finished, which I don't think will be this time round, it will be next lap.
Yeah.
Although all the cars are back together, so we might see. We'll see around this corner as we come towards Stavolo. The lights may go out. Nope, we're going to keep going. So just to... I'll switch the graphic back to tyres, and Timmy's gone onto the hard tyres, so he's going to the end from here.
Yeah.
100%. Which is probably the best thing for him to do at this point.
Yeah, I think it's his best chance of out-strategising anyone and pushing to the end. I have only used the hard tyres once around Belgium, and from my memory they do feel pretty nice after like 10 laps or so. I don't think we can rule Timmy out of this one just yet.
No, not quite.
May not be fighting for a win or a podium or anything like that, but he's certainly going to win for points.
Definitely. Guys who we're looking at as having quite significant tyre wear as well at the moment, that's Tom Robbo. He's hitting the 20s already on those softs, as is Lewis in P8. Don Armo is not far away, neither is Snipes. And then you've got probably Matt then, but he's only in the high teens. Ricky doing very well on his tyres. Highest percentage wear is 16%, which is where you'd expect them to be at this point in the race. And he qualified on them as well, of course. So very, very good looking so far for Ricky. The Wizard has burnt his rear tyres up. None of the others. And then Kitten as well. But Kitten, of course, started on those tyres. Some of the guys around him have made a stop.
Got himself a penalty of some.
Yeah, it's the jump start. Yeah, it's for the jump start. So,
yeah, I think that's ruled Kitten out of the running. To be honest, I think drive-through penalty rounds here, you're probably not going to be able to make up the time, given it's only a one-stop strategy for everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, you are looking at... I mean, the pit lane's not exactly long here, but it's a... it's quite a slow one, isn't it? Is it 50 kilometres an hour?
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I just pay attention to my trusty racing line. Brake as required.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
It's quite a slow pit line, so it might not be very long, but I think he's going to lose... He's going to lose around 20 to 30 seconds, depending on how his entry and exit are. Unfortunately, I can't go on board with Tom Robb at the moment because he's got the rev glitch, and it's the most irritating thing to listen to in the world. So we're going to go on board with the car behind him, which is Ricky in the Haas. And I've seen Ricky pull off some very, very impressive performances around here. It was in season 5, I believe, when he was at the Ferrari with Matrix. Managed to pull off a spectacular win in that season.
Yeah, and from what I've seen of Ricky, he's certainly strong around this track. He's, I think I've raced 2 or 3 times with him around here, and he's always got the better of majority of people on the grid.
Ricky is... Oh, Tom Robbo's gone. He's gone very early.
That's very early.
And he's not really caught Ricky out. It will all depend on how they take the bus stop. Tom Robber will get a much better exit from it than Ricky, though.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Wisey Boy overtakes Thomas, and Kitten Petter comes in for his drive-through penalty. But we are racing again. Season 7 now can really take off in earnest. Snipes closing in on Jamie then for P3. No DRS, of course, until the next time around. So he's going to have to do this all on straight line speed.
Yeah, he's being smart. I think he knows he doesn't want to burn all that ERS.
No.
Quite hard to replenish it around the track with so much straight line.
Yeah, so much time spent at full throttle. Jamie trying to break that toe. Snipes goes deep into Brussels. That's going to allow Matt to keep in touching distance. If he can do that, get himself in the DRS train of the leaders.
Yeah, I think DRS is extremely important around here.
And Ricky,
Matt's plan.
Yeah, Ricky's going to keep Tom Robbo honest. Jamie needs to stay in touch of the car ahead. In fact, Ricky, I think he's looking for an overtake already.
Yeah, they'll certainly be looking.
Making
the bus stop, maybe through Blanchimont.
We've got a yellow flag. Someone spun round. I believe that's Stumpy. Here goes Ricky though, all over the back of the Alpha Tauri through Blanchimont. ERS enabled side by side towards the bus stop. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? It's the Haas. He slingshots through into the lead of the race.
Tom Roberts not done yet, that.
No, not quite. Not yet though. As we go through, La Source has to leave space. Oh, Tom Robert had a shocking at La Source. And now Jamie is challenging as well as we head towards Eau Rouge. No DRS yet.
Yeah, this is... If our superstitions were right during qualifying about Ricky running very, very low downforce and having a lot of straight line speed, it's going to make it very difficult for Tom Robert.
Yeah, to get back at him. And you can see Ricky looked after his tyre so much better on the formation lap and behind the safety car. And I think those tyre differences are now paying dividends because he's really starting to work them as he tries to pull away.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly.
Further down the order though, the lead medium runner is Wisey Boy in P9 as he hunts down the Wizard. We're approaching the point, probably not this lap, maybe next, but definitely lap 7. We're approaching the point where the medium runners will start to have a big advantage over all the soft runners in front.
Yeah, I think from the point at where your softs hit about 40%, the mediums start being the faster tyre. I remember the softs dropping off quite quickly.
Yeah, but look at the gap at the front. Snipes going down the inside of Jamie towards the bus stop chicane. Just gets it stopped in time and the Mercedes holds position, for now anyway. Ricky with another fastest lap. He's flying at the moment. He's cleared DRS range of Tom Robbo as well. Jamie now trying to keep within it because Snipes is coming. We can see the Ferrari behind us as we ride through Eau Rouge and Radion. Across the dirty air, making those incredibly difficult corners even more treacherous. Tom Robbo goes defensive from the Mercedes and comes back across the track when he knows that there's no risk of an overtake. One more lap though, as long as Jamie can keep within about half a second. That seems to be the advantage that the DRS can get down the Kemmel Straight.
Yeah, and the top 5 look to have pulled a little bit of a gap, certainly broke the DRS, so Matt's plan is looking...
He's holding on. Don Armo then in a bit of a world of his own at the moment in P6 with Lewis there, the first man in the 3-second penalty book, I think. Yep. In P7, holding off the Wizard.
Yeah, and Ricky's just pulling away quite easily.
Yeah. A couple of tenths a lap a couple of tenths a lap at the moment. Thomas has got his way past Wisey Boy, who has lost another place to Arbar as well through Blanchimont. So what if he made a mistake on the exit of Stavilo?
Yeah, I think Jamie might be trying to size up the move here on Tom Robbo.
See, if you're Snipes right now, are you thinking about an undercut to try and get both of these guys? Because he's clearly quicker.
Yeah, I think it's certainly possible as long as he doesn't hit and get held in traffic.
I mean,
yeah, that's certainly possible.
He's just run overtake all the way through Eau Rouge. That's brave.
Yeah, Jamie's giving everything to get past Tom Robbo. He's got 8% ERS.
And he's not made it work. Tom Robbo's held it around the outside of him. But this is where Snipes is getting just held up by the pair of them, and if I'm him, I'm stopping this time round for medium tyres.
Yeah, I think even if I'm Jamie, I think I'd probably be looking for an undercut now. I think he's burnt all his ERS, and he's not really going to be able to attack Tom Robbo.
That's the thing. If I'm Jamie, I'm boxing opposite to Tom Robbo, because if he's quicker, it's just in the straight line sectors that he misses out. So personally, I think Snipes should stop now. Jamie, pit opposite to Tom Robbo. That would be my advice. And Matt just needs to... Matt could capitalise completely if he follows Snipes in.
Yeah, he could. I mean, if Snipes doesn't pit and Matt pits, and Matt puts in an absolute worldie of a lap with DRS from some willing midfield runner, then could jump all of them.
Could do, yeah. So Ricky continues. Jamie pits. The rest of them all continue, so that's the one we want to watch. Snipes, though, closing in on Tom Robbo, that's the one I want to watch, because I think we could see a move for second place down the Kemmel Straight into Le Com here.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Robbo's got more ERS, and I don't know whether Snipes will be close enough, to be honest, but if Tom Robbo doesn't burn his ERS, Snipes can certainly close up.
Now you say that, here we go, 3/10 now. It's going to be very tight. See, if he's tucked in behind, he might have been able to do it. But he gave too much respect to the AlphaTauri. Either that or he's just waiting behind him, waiting to see what happens. Matt, incidentally, has dropped out of DRS range now. Hopefully he can get a good middle sector to get himself back involved.
With Tom Robbo using the ERS in a defensive manner and Snipes using it in an attacking manner, they'd probably use that energy and manage to pull that down.
We've seen the first medium runner as well in Arbar get ahead of the Wizard through Brussels. Made a dive down the inside there. And we should see them now start to take advantage of their much better tyre wear on that harder compound of rubber.
Certainly. Yeah, if I compare last lap, Arbar was, 3/4 tenths faster, 3 tenths faster than...
Oh no, I've just noticed Jamie's on hard tyres.
I know what he's done. The default selected strategy when you load in is soft and hard, and I bet he hasn't selected a soft medium.
Yeah, I bet the same. Meanwhile, all of the leaders are in, apart from Matt, who's carrying on.
Yeah, I mean...
Ricky for mediums then is the first of those guys in. Let's jump across to Jamie, see where he comes out. In fact, he's just coming down the start-finish straight. He won't get Ricky, but he might get the rest of them. And there's Snipes on the right-hand side. Will we get him down side by side towards Eau Rouge? And Snipes concedes.
Yeah, I think Snipes is right to concede there. There's no point taking a risk when he's on the fresher tyre. As long as he doesn't find himself getting held up, I think he'll probably get the move here with DRS anyway.
Yeah, DRS is open for the Ferrari. Swoops through on the outside of the Mercedes to take that position and pursue Tom Robbo again, who is all over the back of Tichy.
Yeah, I certainly think there might be a little bit of a mismatch in terms of pace in this battle, but I'm sure Tichy won't concede too easily.
No, Tichy will hold his ground. He's got his teammate who he can actually help in this fight. If he holds these guys up enough, he can bring Stumpy back into play. Of course, all of this, all of these guys being held up by Tichy is helping Matt. And if Matt pits now, which he should, he won't get Ricky. Ricky is well up the road now, thanks to Tichy. But Matt might come out just in front of all of these guys. So
yeah,
the Williams.
Matt will have done a hammer time lap there.
Yeah, he's in.
Hopes.
Tichy's still holding these guys up as Tom Robbo goes for a move around the outside into the bus stop chicane. He's going to get that move done.
Oh, Snipes is going to cancel.
Snipes slips his way through. Let's see, where's Matt relative to Tom Robbo? Let's look. There he is, just coming out of the pit lane now. He's fallen just behind them all. Not quite enough.
Yeah, he only used about 10% of the DRS during that lap, and I think if he'd maybe just burnt that a little bit more,
yeah,
could have got the jump on James.
He's going to have DRS though, and he's going to have that to try and close up, but he needs to get past Tichy as soon as possible.
Yeah, I don't think that should be too difficult given Tichy's tyre situation.
The thing that confuses me though is that the Williams guys, Matt was in the lead effectively of that inter-team battle, but Donamo pitted first. That confuses me a little bit, but we shall see.
Yeah, I don't know if we're in communication, but that might have been a planned thing.
Maybe. The other interesting point, look at P2 at the moment, the Wizard in the McLaren. He took... Oh, the back end stepping out there! Ooh. If that isn't a sign from the heavens to stop now, Wizard, I don't know what is. He took great joy in telling me earlier this week that he's managed to find the exact hex code, or the RGB code, for McLaren Papaya Orange. And indeed, he does stop now. And that is the colour he's using on his helmet this season.
Yeah, a water helmet too. I'm a big fan of that design.
Yeah,
I have to say.
Same. Snipes with the fastest lap of a 45.0 on those mediums. The Wizard is going to come out and he will probably be just ahead of Stumpy. But is absolutely free now to roam until the end. He's gone half race distance on those soft tyres nearly.
Yeah, I think they'll have been 80% plus, so he's done a great job to get to that far. Now it's just
net leader Ricky gets past Timmy. Yeah. And we've got a yellow flag. That's a car off to the side. That's K-Mark. Jamie and Matt dive the way through, and now Don Armour's going to get held up behind the stricken Hassies. No, he's not. He's going straight down the inside. Wing damage, though, for the Williams man in his eagerness to find a way through. We've also got wing damage for Wisey Boy up in P5 at the moment. Not a lot of it, but enough to cause him some concern, especially through corners like Puong, because it's on the right-hand side.
Ricky's completely run away with this one.
He has,
pulled some gap.
Yeah, he has. He's had clean air though since he's been ahead of Titch until he hit Timmy, so he's not had anything to stop him. Wisey Boy is the next man, who I don't think with that wing damage will pose much of an issue, but then ahead of that is Milan.
Yeah, and Milan. Yeah, Milan's not going to the end, I'll tell you that now, but yeah, it was an odd decision for Milan to pit under that lap 1 safety car, but if he boxes soon, laps on those fresh softs, you never know what could happen.
Well, you see, if we get a safety car in the next 3 laps or so, it will pay off massively for him, but you've just got to wait and see, because Ricky is a man on a mission. That Haas is absolutely flying, and I am getting shocking deja vu.
Yeah. And what Ricky will be liking is this field of all pretty spread out, at least in front of him. There's no one in anyone else's DRS. So these overtakes are seeming
he just has to push now. There is a very real possibility that Ricky could overtake everybody and be back in the lead before the medium runners have stopped for softs. Whether he'll get R-bar, looking at it now, actually, it might be a little bit ambitious, but he can definitely get the two Red Bulls ahead. And if that happens before they stop, then I would say that their chances of getting back in towards the lead of this race are well and truly over.
Yeah, now I don't know where the Red Bulls would come out if they were to box my
what are we saying for a pit stop? About 20 seconds? 22 seconds?
I believe so.
22 seconds puts them behind Stompy in P16.
Yeah, so I think the Red Bulls are just driving for the mere hope of a safety car now.
Milan can go to the end, and I think there is a big enough gap that means there is still a podium chance for him.
You think Milan can go to...
I think he can, yeah.
He's on 50% from left, and he's been on them for what, 11, 12 laps?
10 at the moment. Realistically, this will be the 11th, but...
Yeah, true.
I think he can do it, but he'll have to look after them now.
Yeah, I think him and Jon are going to swap positions here. I think Milan's got the fresher tyres, and actually Milan doesn't have the fresher tyres.
No,
I'm lying.
Well, they're the same age, but Jorno's actually looked after them better. Quite a lot better as well, actually. Yeah. Although Ricky's charges are baited slightly. Holding around 1.7, 1.8 seconds as Tom Robbo finds his way past Wisey Boy, but gets a penalty at Pouhon for his trouble. But Wisey Boy fighting back now. But the AlphaTauri is going to hold position, and we've got Lewis getting ahead of Donamo. Of course, the Williams man fighting with wing damage still from his clash with K-Mark.
Yeah, that's an odd decision to stay out with that much wing damage. I think 38% would be quite a hindrance. However, if he believes he can do it, he can do it.
He'll be hoping for a safety car now. Tom Robbo getting ahead of Timmy as well. He's now caught.
Timmy on those hards won't be stopping again.
No, I mean, you look at the guys who were in that fight. Though, look at Jamie dropping down in P10 at the moment on hard tyres, and it's.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a decent job to keep him max DRS, to be fair to him. Max dropped off the back of this pack. It's a fairly significant amount now, but he's still...
Yeah, I think he was held behind Titch for just a bit too long, wasn't he?
Yeah, I believe he's still maybe net P6, P5.
Should do.
Past Timmy, so... And Wisey Boy, obviously, however, Wisey Boy will be sitting again as K-Mark gets the fastest lap. Representing EU3.
Kitten stopped for softs though, so I imagine that fastest lap will not be staying around for very long as the Wizard gets past Donamo. We've got a yellow in sector 2, we've got Tichy's gone. Could this be what the Red Bulls need? I don't think anything is going to happen from it. I know exactly what he's done up there. Yeah, so we will see in a moment the stricken Alfa Romeo on the right hand side of your screen.
Yeah, I don't know how that's not a safety car.
Well, he wasn't on the track, to be fair, so I can sort of get it. VSC I'd have thought as a minimum though.
Yeah, possibly. I've had safety cars for some of the most stupid things in my time though, so it's possible.
Oh, both Red Bulls, not both, Arbar and Jorno have pitted. I wonder if they were anticipating the safety car maybe, but they've gone for softs. I wonder if Jorno's going to try and create a gap for Milan to feed into.
it's possible.
Although Ricky's charge has stopped. In fact, it's slowed down significantly, and is even at risk of going backwards as Jornov is out behind Thomas in P13. Ricky now the gap ahead of him is close to 3 seconds, and the tyres should not be leaving that as the gap ahead. I mean, he's not really gaining ERS back either. The last time we checked in he was at 25%. He's still there.
Yeah, I wonder whether he's maybe just race managing, taking it slow and steady and believing in his defensive abilities to keep Snipes behind, but Snipes has certainly gained on Ricky since we last checked in.
I wonder if also he's confident in the fact that Milan cannot make those tyres last now.
Yeah, Milan's on 62%. If he makes those tyres last till the end, I will be extremely surprised.
You're not going to eat a shoe?
No, I don't like to commit to eating leather. It's not something I do on the regular.
Are you listening to that, Thomas? Sorry, I should explain. You don't get that reference, do you?
No, I'm a newbie compared to
in season 2, Thomas made a bet about a driver called Smarto, who was the tyre saving god as Milan does pit from the lead. He made a bet about a driver saying that if he could go a certain distance he'd eat a shoe.
Did the driver go a certain distance?
No, he pitted again, but I think he would have done had there not been the incident that there was in that particular race. It was at Hungary. Started on the soft tyre intentionally and then went to medium. And I think the bet was, as we've got an Alfa Romeo, that's Stumpy at the exit of La Source.
Oh.
Big wing damage for Stumpy, so that I think will be the Alfa Romeos not scoring points today.
Yeah, it was certainly on the cards, at least for Stumpy.
Yeah, he had such a good qualifying, but the race, of course, is a different story altogether. So back to the story then. The drivers went on to medium, Smarto, and Thomas said if he can make, after going for a very long first stint, I should point out, Thomas said if he can make it to the end on a one stop, then he'd eat a shoe. I think he was so close to doing it. I've been trying to get him to do it ever since, but he's never made the same bet. Tom Robbo then closing in on Snipes for second place.
Yeah,
race has
Tom
entered.
Robbo with that 3 seconds, even if he does get past Snipes on track, I doubt unless something happens, Snipes will drop 3 seconds behind him.
Yeah. Milan though right on the back of the Wizard and Lewis through Blanchimont. They are nose to tail. But here goes Milan onto the grass, smashes through a couple of boards. The Wizard forcing him wide there as he goes for his own move on Lewis to take P8 rather. But he's gone! The Wizard's gone and into the wall.
Yeah, I don't know whether he did on your screen, but he lagged around a bit on my screen. I wonder if that played into it a little bit.
I think there was some glitch in there. Definitely. But, the Wizard then out of the running for the points for the time being. Not sure if he managed to get it on his usual penalty case either, as Milan takes Lewis with DRS down the camel.
And Milan is only, 14 seconds off the lead, and I know there's only, 5 laps left.
And 7 cars.
Is a lot to ask. But I doubt he's... Well, I don't think he'll win.
I don't think he'll make up any more places. I think P8 is where he's going to finish.
Yeah, he didn't even recognise Arbar in front of him. Yeah, I think Arbar, if he can get past Jamie and then push on towards Matt, he can, be in for some good points here, starting from P12.
There's a potential for it. There's also a potential for Timmy to get a podium. Could be a double Ferrari podium on the cards here if penalties and intervals stay as they are. Meanwhile, Yorno now trying to follow his teammate through. past the racing points of Lewis. Whilst Lewis, British karting champion, at least in our minds he was. We go Milan with the fastest lap, 44.1. And Jarno, I think, will try and be clever and wait for the camel straight before he makes that move.
Certainly, yeah. And I think he's got the DRS and the DRS, which is all you need to make a successful overtake on this game.
And yeah, simple move. And there's the second Red Bull into 9th place. Tom Robbo putting another charge on Snipes then. As Timmy slips away.
Yeah, Timmy's on particularly high tyre wear. I think he'll just be trying to hold on to what he's got from now.
Because Timmy had that wing damage early on, so was on a similar strategy to how we saw Milan going earlier, but went onto the hard tyres rather than the mediums. And it has paid off more for him at the moment.
Yeah, he's not too far off the leading pack, that's for sure. I think might be led to believe with Milan's pace that maybe if he had boxed for the hard instead of the mediums, he could have been up there fighting for those podium positions.
Maybe, or if he'd even stayed out, I think he would be challenging for the win right now, but hindsight, of course, is always 2020. So we've got 4 laps to go then, including the one we're on. Tom Robbo drops out of DRS and Timmy now slipping back into the clutches of Matt, who has Jamie for company as well.
Yeah, Jamie's done a great job to keep with Matt on those less than premium tyres, which he unfortunately selected for his pit stop. But
you say unfortunately, but it's paying off now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, his tyres are, I say only, it's not ideal, but you know, 40 and 35%. So
doing much better on them.
Make some moves, maybe.
Yeah, and I think we could see Jamie jump up to 4th here. Both guys in front of him are susceptible, but they need to get the move done quick because the soft runners are closing in. This isn't over yet for Arbar, is it? There could be a P4 in this for him.
Certainly, yeah, especially with Matt's 3-second time penalty. At the moment, Matt looks most likely to probably nab his P4 on track at least, but with his time penalty, it may end up being, you know, P7 if not P8. So yeah, that would be certainly unfortunate for Matt because he has put in a great performance.
Yeah, let's have a look at the guys around him then. Let's see if any of them are close to penalties. So, Timmy only has 1 warning, so he's got 2 to play with. Jamie, 1 warning away. Arbar is completely clean. On for the Golden Wizard for today's race. Snipes is 1 warning away as well, which could prove decisive at the end. Tom Robbo is only 1 warning away from a second penalty, which could gift someone a podium finish.
Indeed, yeah, even someone like Timmy who will be, you know.
Here goes Matt though, he's through. And Jamie looking to follow as well, but not quite close enough. This is where Matt needs to put the hammer down.
Yeah, Matt really needs to use the DRS. Well, what of his DRS to get more time on Timmy.
And that's Stumpy retired at Stavolo. We won't see a safety car at this stage of the race. So they're just going to have to make any moves before or after that yellow flag zone. Arbar's got ahead of Jamie as well, through Puon, I think that was.
Yeah, I missed that one completely. I was wondering where Arbar had come from. And I think Timmy, to be honest, is doing Matt world of good right now, holding Arbar and Jamie behind. Obviously, Jamie with that penalty is on even terms with Arbar, but Arbar's looking very hungry for this P4.
And I think there could even be a P3 on the cards if Tom Robbo picks up one more warning. We're into the penultimate lap then. Ricky having led the majority of this race. It's done so with relative ease, actually. Snipes in second place and Tom Robbo currently in third, but that could all change in the next 4 minutes or so. Arbar then will ride on board. He should get past Timmy down the Kemmel Straight now towards the com.
Yeah, he's not got much ARS though, and Timmy's got plenty of ARS to defend with, and Arbar's not going to be able to make the move.
No, he's not, and that's going to give Matt a chance to pull away a little bit more.
Yeah, and I believe Matt might be struggling with a bit of tyre wear from now, to be honest. He's on... Yeah, he's probably going to be not feeling the greatest on those mediums now, so... You know, Timmy could still even jump Matt if Matt can't pull that gap.
He could do. Timmy's just picked up his second warning though on the exit the corner with no name, so he's feeling the pressure now.
Yeah, and Arbar's burning the ERS and all the... Well, I mean, he goes to remove... Yeah, that's...
He's gone for it and he's made it stick. Great move from the Canadian.
Yeah, I was about to say he was using his ERS in all the wrong places, but he's proved me wrong.
And Jamie's following him through on Timmy as well on the exit of Stavolo. Much better drive on those fresher tyres. And he makes it through.
72% front left now, so he'll be looking to see out this race without being a puncture.
So Arbar now, he will get fourth place as it stands. If Tom Robbo picks up another warning on this final lap, then he will get third place, which could make a massive difference in terms of the points. He's going to go from well, where he is now in P5 as 10 points up to 15 if he gets third place. It's early in the season, but those points can make all the difference. It's only 11 races this time around.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think Arbar's going to be quite close enough. I think his gap to Tom Robbo is about 5 seconds.
Well, at the moment it's 5.7, 5.8 at the moment, so he's right in the window if Tom Robbo picks up another warning, but he's got to pick up another warning.
Yeah, and I bet Tom Robbo probably knows that he's just got to keep it penalty clean and he should be good for a P3, but mistakes do happen.
The Snipes, well, who could drop one, so...
Yeah, and Milan's also really charged through this field now, might even be looking for a move on Arbar, which would...
Yeah, the thing is, if I'm Milan though, I'm going to hold off because I'm going to take Matt and I'm only one warning away. But we're going to have to leave this battle in a moment because Ricky is approaching the start-finish line. And we'll jump across to him then as he comes through the bus stop chicane. We'll power for the line one final time, and Ricky wins the Belgian Grand Prix to kickstart season 7 in EU2 with a faultless performance. Snipes in second place.
Indeed.
Tom Robbo holds on for third. Matt got fourth on track but drops to P6 on penalties. Arbar and Milan jumping ahead of him. Timmy into P7, great result for him. Jamie in 8th, could have been more had he chosen a different strategy. Yorno in P9, I think after the start he had will be happy. The Wizard in P10, getting points on penalties as per usual. Lewis then just missing out. Thomas, Wisey Boy, Donamo, Kitten and K-Mark, your other finishers. The DNFs then are Stumpy, Titchy and Matrix, who went out unfortunately very, very early on. Came up then the final man to cross the line. We just see him coming through Pouon now. Half a lap to go for the Dane. if you would like to invite those the podium 3 into the party, Joel, for me, while we're waiting for Kmart to fly himself around. The field bookmarked then by 2 Hasses. Bookmarked, bookended. No, okay, Matt, don't do it. Just cross the line, son. There we go then. First race of EU2 Season 7 is finished. With a dominant performance from a Welshman we've seen so many times to do just that. It's a man I've never had the pleasure of interviewing before, at least not in an official capacity, but here he is. We'll start with him while he's here. Ricky!
Yo!
If I remember right, your first COS win was in Spa, back in season 3 or 4?
No, it was Bahrain, season 2.
Before I joined. That'll be why I don't remember.
I want to buy a 10th. I did the 1 stop against Tammy's 2 stop.
Ah. So, how does this compare then to those great performances we've seen from you in the past? Because that was something special, I have to say.
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't expect higher than 5th, and delivered a lap to get me on the front row, and I always fancied P2 better than P1 around here. But yeah, over the moon, has to be said. I've actually managed to do a good qualifying and a good race, so yeah.
Yeah, and has to be said that I don't think anybody was expecting you to be at the front of the pack. Definitely towards the front, but at the front and leading by that margin with the assured style that you always have was I've got to be honest, it was something quite spectacular, because we were also, it's going to be Milan or Matrix or Tom Robbo, maybe, I think Ricky, because we thought you were running a bullet setup as well after qualifying, so
I got to be honest, I was a little surprised that Milan pitted. I thought it was completely the wrong call. But obviously, you know, he's a much quicker driver than I am, so you know, I'm not questioning his pace or anything. But you know, last season we had a few victories on strategy, and I think, yeah, we were always going to go long. Soon as Yorno pitted, I think we were just covering him off, and then yeah, it was just a case of keeping the gap kind of the same without getting warnings. So yeah, it was a steady race, but I knew making the move on Tom Robbo early because I felt like I had the pace advantage. So I was, yeah, that was important, and then just dictated the speed, I guess.
Yeah, but like I say, it was definitely one of the best performances I've seen, especially from you when I've been watching. I said there's been a couple of times we've raced together, and I've seen you pull something like that out of the bag, and it's been quite irritating. I can't lie. USA, it springs to mind.
Yeah, well, yeah, classic.
The widest Haas in history, but no, that's really well done, mate. Congratulations.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You are driver of the day as well.
Oh.
Yeah, congrats, Ricky.
Cheers, Joel.
All right then, moving on to Snipes here. I didn't see him join. If he is,
yeah,
I believe
he's
so.
here. Yes, let's move on to P2 then. Snipes, talk us through it.
yeah. I don't think it was a difficult race. It was pretty steady, no penalties. Ricky just had very good pace. That's all.
Yeah. So, were you at any point thinking that you can get ahead of him, maybe get a win, or was it always a case of podium will do?
I didn't. He had amazing pace today. So,
yeah, podium was the best we could do, but well done anyway, man. You did a grand job, and continued your form from last season as well. So well played, congratulations.
thank you.
P3 then, Tom Robert. Not bad for a first race.
It's not bad, but I know it could have been less stress.
Yeah.
The one more than 10. Scary.
Yeah, it's so for a first official race though, that's not bad at all. It's still a very, very good performance. So the warnings will come in time. That the pace being there to begin with is definitely something that's a good sign. So having qualified on pole though, did you think from there you could win the race, or was it just to go for it, see what happens?
I was just going to go for it, obviously, but I do know that my race pace is always just shocking compared to my quali pace. And Ricky is never good at quali, and he's always really good in the race. So to have him in seconds is not good.
Yeah.
And then the safety car came out before the Kemmel straight, so he didn't overtake me there, but tried to catch him napping on the restart. And even though I slightly did, he caught straight back up to me and got past himself. And then, yeah. Then I sort of stuck in Sniper's DRS for ages. And that sort of carried me away from the others.
Yeah, so after that sort of initial phase after the safety car, it looked like you had not a lonely race, but it wasn't a particularly busy one for you. But obviously you still had to put the lap times in, still had to do the driving and get yourself into third. So all said and done, are you happy?
I think so, yeah. A podium. I do like a podium.
Yeah, podium's good for our first race. Could be worse.
Yeah.
You could have done what I did in my first race. Isn't that right, Ricky?
That's correct. Let's not talk about it. While we're still on there, please.
So, well done, all three of you. Congratulations on your podium. Best of luck for the season ahead. And we're going to sign off the stream for tonight there. Thank you all very much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you have, make sure to leave a like on the video and follow us on Twitch as well. If you're watching this back later on YouTube, make sure you hit like and you subscribe as well. It's all very much appreciated. You can follow us on social media as well. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. We're on all of them. And you can keep up to date with everything Contest of Speed. If you're feeling very, very generous and you want to support us in another way, you can do so by heading over to our shop. That's contestofspeed.live/merch, and you can pick yourself up something nice. Once again, thank you all very much for watching. Tune in a, well, what would it be? 2.5 hours for AM2 with Kitten and Bursey J. Myself and Joel will see you next week, where we are live in Hungary. Thank you again for watching. Good night.